Still having a good time? All right, once again, make some noise for Davey Jarrell.
Hey, I'm back to do 5 more minutes of plankton impressions.
No, I'm kidding. I don't want to lose any more potential lovers in the audience. So instead, I'm going to talk about my mental health problems. That's sexy, right? Thank you so much. So I recently had a pretty severe manic episode. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, I'm in a comedy show in the Yoo-Hoo Room. I think all of you probably know what that is, but just in case there's any well-adjusted people here. A manic episode is basically where you're extremely happy and have just a ton of energy for absolutely no reason. Basically, you're in a state of euphoria that lasts for days. Now, people are known for doing pretty crazy and destructive things when they're manic. Now, I didn't gamble away all my money, fortunately, or have any crazy sex parties, unfortunately. But I did something much more embarrassing. In the 4 days I was manic, a 28-year-old whose greatest accomplishment in life is drinking water on the internet, wrote an entire autobiography. 200 pages, single-spaced, from the time I was born about how I got to where I am today. I thought this needed to be documented for the sake of history. So, what really sucks about being manic is that no one has any sympathy for you, and I kind of get why. They ask what's wrong, and you say, oh boy, I'm suffering from an elevated mood, high self-esteem, and an unyielding desire to be productive and exercise. You poor thing. I realize it's kind of an objectively funny problem to have. I have to avoid triggers that might make me too happy. It's like, oh, don't watch Netflix, that's too much fun. Don't text Mark, he's gonna make you laugh, that'll put you over the edge. I met with my therapist during this time, and I kid you not, this is the advice he gave me. Try to think about things that stress you out. I paid $500 for someone to remind me why I should be miserable. I don't recommend it. So, even though being manic is kind of fun, then there's the other end of it. You crash. So, I was feeling really depressed the other day, and do you ever compulsively Google all your symptoms whenever you're not feeling well? Yeah? Yeah, don't do that. Like, whenever I'm reading about depression online, I come across a picture of some really hot guy with a thick head of hair sitting on the edge of his bed in some sexy thinking pose, and some beautiful woman right behind him with her hand on his shoulder comforting him. It's like, am I supposed to relate to this? I didn't know depression was so hot. I think if you took a picture of me right now with this mic, you'd get a much more accurate representation of depression. I do the weirdest things to try to feel better when I'm depressed. The other night I took an IQ test. I thought, I'm sad, maybe because I'm a genius? Guys, I took this test and it told me that I have an IQ of 50. That's dumber than most chimpanzees. So that didn't help. But then the more I thought about it, the more I realized, wait a minute, I'm an anomaly. Dude, 50 IQ is so low, I shouldn't even have the capacity for speech. And just look at everything I'm doing. And me talking to you right now is a miracle. Not only that, I went to college, I have a job, I pay rent. I live a normal life and only come off as mildly autistic. I must be the smartest dumb guy ever. I'm gonna leave you with one thought. A friend of mine told me something very odd recently, and I'm like still trying to process it. He called me the living embodiment of FOMO. FOMO, I'm sure you know, is fear of missing out So apparently I'm the living and breathing version of that psychological state. And I don't know, that kind of hurt, like, because like you hate to be seen. By the way, what are you guys doing after this? Are you guys going somewhere? You have my number. So a lot of you have my number. Like, we'll hang out, okay? Don't let me know. We're gonna get back to some sketches, okay? I'm done. Thank you very much.